Hello, my beautiful girls. I am so excited that you are here. We are talking about how to have unshakable confidence. This video has been highly requested. I am so excited to make it for you. Let's go ahead and get right in. Everyone who's joining and watching live, welcome. I'm so excited that you're here. We are going to talk about confidence, and then I will take all of your questions at the end. So number one, why do you want confidence? It enhances your feminine energy massively. The difference in the quality of your life when you have confidence versus when you don't is so huge. That's why I'm here teaching you how to have it. It is possible for you. No matter what state you're in, no matter what background you have, you can have strong confidence. So number one, what is the key in having this unshakable confidence? It is never talking bad about yourself. This goes for your own thoughts. This also goes for the way that you talk with other people. Never, ever, ever is there a reason for you to speak bad about yourself, and I will explain why this has such a huge impact on your confidence. So let's say that you are in a relationship with someone, and you are constantly trying to talk bad about yourself, you're complaining, you're pointing out your flaws. What you're really doing is asking for validation from this other person. You are instead seeking validation outside of yourself rather than getting it from within. So a few examples of how you might speak bad about yourself. Saying, I'm dumb, or I can't believe that I keep messing up, or I'm so clumsy, or I need to lose so much weight. Every time that you talk bad about yourself, you are crushing your feminine energy. Your feminine energy loves and embraces who she is. You will never see me on camera apologize for showing up as myself. You will never hear me say, I'm sorry guys, I don't have a lot of makeup on, or I'm sorry guys, I just woke up. No, I do not talk bad about myself. I show up the way that I am because I am confident, and the same thing goes with you. When you talk bad about yourself, you communicate three things. The first one is, I'm not good enough. When you talk bad about yourself, this is what you're saying. I'm not enough. I have to be different than who I am. I have to be more than I am right now. It also communicates, my circumstances determine me. You are not whole and complete on your own, that you think you need something else to make you confident, to make you whole. The third thing that it communicates, as I mentioned earlier, is you want that validation. You want sympathy from other people. So never talk bad about yourself. Every time you do, remember you are communicating one of these three things. There's never a reason to talk bad about yourself, and it annoys the people around you. People are not in your life to validate you. They are not in your life to give you sympathy, to build you up. You build yourself up, and once you do that, you attract people that are high quality, that are meant to be in your life. I remember there was a point in my life where I was so self-conscious of my skin. I used to break out a lot, and I would always point out my breakouts, especially to my man. And he was great about it. He would always tell me, I can't even see it, or it's barely there. What I was doing was saying my circumstances determine my worth, that my skin determined my worth, and I was trying to get validation from him. All that was doing was destroying the polarity in the relationship. Especially if you have a partner and you are talking bad about yourself to him or to her, you are destroying the polarity. The masculine and feminine polarity, I always talk about how it's like a magnet. When you're in your feminine energy, he's in his masculine energy, you two are drawn together like a magnet. The passion, the romance, the attraction, it's very strong. When you talk bad about yourself, you kill the polarity and you two are driven apart. Your partner is not meant to validate you. He is not meant to give you sympathy. You validate yourself. You accept and embrace yourself fully. Looking back, I cannot believe that I was so obsessed with my skin breaking out. Yes, I could understand why I was self-conscious, but now I know that does not determine my worth. I am human, I am flawed. That is what makes me me. When I get a breakout now, I accept it and embrace it. It does not determine my life. Same thing goes for you. What is it that you tend to complain about or talk bad about yourself? Either do something about it to change it or stop complaining. Where your energy goes and your attention is flowing to, that is what you're going to continue to build. Do not feed any negative energy into what you do not want. Instead, focus on the positive. Confident people, they love and they accept themselves fully. The way that you break this habit of talking bad about yourself, it sounds so easy because it is. You catch yourself when you do it and you choose not to engage in that activity. Choose in that moment, I'm going to change my identity. I'm going to be a woman who does not talk bad about herself. And close your mouth when you are about to say something. That is how you're going to change. Number 2, the way that you have unshakable confidence. You stop over-explaining yourself. You do not need a reason to be who you are. You show up fully. Over-explaining yourself can sound like saying no and then explaining why you just said no. It can sound like trying to explain every action and choice that you make. It can also sound like trying to prove your point when someone doesn't agree with you. Everybody is living in their own reality from their own perspective. Choose not to change someone's reality. Choose not to try to change their perception. That is not your mission on this planet. You are not meant to come and change people's perceptions of you. You show up as you are. You explain yourself. Or no, you do not explain yourself. You just show up as you are without an explanation. And then people will choose to see you from their own lens, based on their own experiences. You cannot change the way that they see you. There is no need to explain yourself. Over-explaining, it can also come from trauma. Over-explaining can definitely be a trauma response. So the deeper root here is if there's a fear of rejection, if there's a fear of abandonment, over-explaining comes in. So if you ever dealt with physical abuse or narcissistic abuse especially, a lot of gaslighting, a lot of manipulation, it can cause you to lose trust in yourself, and it can cause you to feel like you have to prove who you are. If this is a trauma response for you, over-explaining, I advise you to do inner work and to work through this trauma, either with a therapist or joining my Master Your Feminine Energy course. It's on my website, thefeminineglow.com. I have amazing inner work tools to help guide you to heal in every area of your life. Commit to doing inner work so that you can heal, so that you can rest in your feminine energy. I notice this in my clients too, and this is a part of over-explaining that is not usually talked about. When someone says something along the lines of, I'm not sure if this is making sense, what I will tell my clients is, what was it that you just said? Can you repeat that to me? Why did you use that phrase? You don't need to explain what you're saying. You don't need to explain your truth. Say it to me and remove that phrase. You are more confident than to use a phrase like that. If you say anything along those lines, where it's almost a filler sentence, where you are doubting yourself a little bit, remove it. You will increase your confidence so much when you do this. So the keys to not over-explaining yourself, number 1, accept that everyone is seeing you through their own lens. Accept that everyone is in their own reality. You do not get to change people's perception. You do not have to explain who you are to try to make them see you a certain way. If it is meant to be, they will see you the way that you want. The next part is being okay with discomfort, and this is probably one of the biggest ones. When you are usually a people pleaser or you tend to over-explain, it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable to change this habit. 10 seconds of discomfort is so worth a lifetime, or so worth preventing a lifetime of regret. Choose to engage in those 10 seconds of being uncomfortable. I know that it's going to be uncomfortable to say no when someone asks you something. Practice saying, no thank you, or no. The pause, the awkward silence, it might feel like you are just waiting to break free and to over-explain, to give an explanation, to say no. Do not do it. Practice it. It gets easier and easier over time. The last part of this, a key to not over-explaining, is to wait for someone to ask for an explanation, and that's the only time that you give one. So maybe someone says, do you want to go out with me on Saturday night? And you say, no thanks. Pause. Only give an explanation if they ask. It's perfectly fine if you want to do this. The next point in having unshakable confidence is to remove filler and what I call soft landing words. Filler words are words such as right, like when you speak. The way that you speak makes or breaks your confidence. It can take you to a new level of your confidence when the way that you speak is so strong. Soft landing words. So these are words such as just, words that make that landing, that make the delivery of your speech softer and easier for someone else to hear. People pleasers tend to use a lot of what I call these soft landing words to make their delivery easier for someone else to hear, to relieve that pressure off of themselves. Words such as just. So an example of this would be, I just want to show you this, or I just need another 10 minutes. Remove the word just, you have improved your confidence massively. just and other words that make what you're saying easier for someone else to process, it is not your job to make someone else feel comfortable. It is your job to speak your truth and then to see what happens afterwards. So how do you fix using filler words? Especially this habit, it can be so tough to break, but here's how you do it. Number one is become grounded in who you are. And the way that you do this, know your truth, understand that everything that you are saying is for a purpose, understand that everything you're saying is coming from your passion, and speak your truth. Everything that flows out of you is going to align with you when you are grounded in who you are. Another part in this too is to speak with passion and confidence about whatever it is that you're talking about. If it's coming out of you, speak on it with passion. Use your confidence. Say it fully. You're already speaking it. You might as well say it 100% at the best that it can be. The way that you speak it is also shown up in your body language. So you don't just speak with your words. You speak with micro expressions with body language. I studied psychology and I'm obsessed with human behavior. So studying body language is something that I did a lot of. And it comes from the thoughts that you have. It comes from how you feel on the inside. You can tell whether someone is confident based on how they are standing. So someone who is confident, they stand with their shoulders back, their head up tall, their chest out. And it's because they're grounded in who they are. They know what they are talking about. Versus someone who is unconfident, their body language is going to be more slouched over. They're not really going to speak as loud, project their voice. Decide you get to be someone who is confident. Decide that you are passionate about what you're talking about. Naturally, your body language will change. Another thing that you can do is to reaffirm for yourself, it is safe for me to speak my truth. Give yourself that affirmation every single day. What is the worst that is going to happen? If something bad does happen, you do damage control. But speak your truth, give yourself the affirmation. It is safe for me to do this. Another part of this is to understand that people who do not align with you will fall off naturally. So when you are removing these filler words and you are just speaking passionately, you're speaking your truth, the best types of people will show up in your life because you are showing up the best that you can be. Anyone who does not align with you will naturally fall off. So learn to be the best that you can be and you will attract the best that are possible for your life. The way that you are showing up for yourself in your life, when you are engaging in your passions, in your purpose, you're fully investing in something you want to be investing in, rather than putting on a mask or doing something that's not truly aligned with yourself, you're going to show up differently. And the way that you speak, the way that your body is going to be different. So choose to do something that aligns with your purpose, with your passion, and remove filler and soft landing words. Moving on to the last step, how to have unshakable confidence, is you master a new skill. This is probably the easiest, but the most powerful out of the tools that I'm giving to you. Why mastering a skill builds your confidence so much? Number one is it adds value to you as a woman, or a man if you're watching this. When you invest in a skill, you have just raised your value. You now have something that's so unique and powerful about you that most other people don't have. You are also having something that no one can take away from you. No one can take away a skill from you, and your skill is always continuing to grow. It has that compound effect. So examples of skills that you can build on is a sport. I love figure skating. That is my sport. You could also have a hobby. It could be cooking, or it could be painting or dancing, something that feels so good for your body to do, something that feels like you're relaxing, like you're taking a break. It could also be knowledge. So if you are studying, let's say, psychology, or you're studying feminine energy, you're here right now doing inner work, that might be a passion for you. When you invest in knowledge about something, whether it's healing, whether it is learning a new language, you are growing your confidence massively. No one can take away your knowledge from you, and it's only going to continue to be that snowball effect and get bigger and better for you. So it also gives you access to new people, meaning new opportunities. When you invest in a skill, naturally you meet people who are also aligned with that. You're meeting people who are working on themselves, that are following their passions, and now you have more friends, you have more value in your life. You are also experiencing new opportunities. Maybe your passion becomes your purpose, which becomes a business. When you follow your passions, you know that quote that everyone says, follow your heart and the money will follow? Absolutely true. Absolutely true. I can confirm that. You follow your heart everything else lines up in place. Another part of this is you invest time into meaningful activities when you invest in a new skill. Because you are investing time in something that's so meaningful, the value of your time just went up massively. Because of this, you now have more self-love, more self-respect. People do not get to have access to your time or energy because it's so valuable to you. You see what it's able to create. Your happiness and your fulfillment also go up when you are investing in a new skill. I always say this, you cannot be both depressed and challenged and excited. So when you are challenged and excited, you're investing in a new skill, naturally you get to fight your depression. Naturally you get to fight anything that is dragging you down because you are now in a state of being challenged and excited. So choose that route instead. Another part of this too is when you are happy and confident, you're naturally in your feminine energy. Women who are happy and confident are in such a beautiful state of their feminine energy. These are huge qualities of a divine feminine woman. So a quick recap of all these points of how to have unshakable confidence, and then I will take some of your guys' questions. Number 1, never talk bad about yourself. With all 4 of these points, decide I'm no longer available for any of them. The second point was to stop over-explaining. You do not need a reason to be who you are. The third is to stop using filler and what I call the soft landing words. Remove those out of your vocabulary. And number 4 is to master a skill. It will improve your confidence massively. Thank you guys so much for listening. Now I'm going to chat with you for a bit and take some of your questions. I'm also so excited. It is about 1 month until my first course is launched. So it's called Master Your Feminine Energy. I have a few girls that have already signed up and I'm so excited. It is my very first course, guys. Feminine Energy and Inner Work 101. Everything that I've learned and experienced in my life related to this field, I am putting in this course. So it's on sale. I believe it's 25% off right now until Valentine's Day. Aw, you made me so confident, Alexis. Thank you. I'm so happy to hear that. It's actually not even me, girl. It's you. I'm just showing up. God put me here. He put me on this path. You have decided to be confident, not me. I'm just here and you have just showed up and we've met each other. But thank you so much. I always turn to your videos when I feel anger or sadness. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to help. Let's see. That's a winning smile. Thank you so much. Melita, I have a big question. Girl, go ahead, ask away. Melita, I'm gonna be on the lookout for your question. Let me answer this one in the meantime. Girl, before anyone comes, how to change my style to be feminine. The way that you change your style to be feminine is you wear what feels good for your body. Feminine energy and femininity, it's not about the looks of your clothes, it's about how you feel when you're in it. How do you feel when you wear certain fabrics on your skin? How do you feel with certain tops, certain pants, certain colors? There's also something known as the Kibbe body test. You can take that and learn about your body type and what types of clothes feel and look good on your body. So the Kibbe body test, it's spelled K-I-B-B-E, I believe, and it's free online. If you take that test, it'll give you some guidance on how to dress according to your body shape. But dress according to your body. Also, understand that how you feel in your clothes is what matters the most. How do you become a client? Oh, sadly, I'm not taking new clients for feminine energy coaching right now. That's why I'm also releasing this course so that I can still work with you and still help you. My coaching schedule is completely booked, completely full. So I do not have any more availability for coaching at the moment. What I recommend is you subscribe to my website, thefeminineglow.com, and then you'll get some updates if coaching does open soon. I love your hair. Thank you, Annie. Oh my gosh, I live in Las Vegas and it has been so humid here lately. It's been raining, which it never rains. You know this if you're from Las Vegas. So it's had more frizz to it, more volume. I'm loving it. Let's see. I started dating someone and I'm overthinking, working through the fear of abandonment. How can I not? Z, this is a great question, girl. So if you are with a partner who is healthy, who is providing a loving and safe space for you, allow yourself to be triggered and show up to do the work to heal. Partners come into our lives to heal us. Open yourself up to become that healed version of yourself. What this means is you are going to have to put your trust into your partner. If he shows that he is healthy, giving that safe, loving space for you, choose to trust him. Otherwise, the relationship will not work. You can either trust or not trust someone. What I recommend for you to do is to read the book called Attached. Attached changed my life. It talks about attachment styles and how to work through the fear of abandonment. One of the best tips of advice that I have for you, if you have that fear of abandonment, is to do this activity where every time you get an anxious thought, you put your hand over your heart, you breathe in and out, and you tell your body, thank you for sending me this thought. I understand that this thought does not belong to me, that it is a trauma response, and that the thought is coming because it's trying to protect me. So body, thank you for sending me this thought. I am healthy, I am safe, I do not need to fear being abandoned. Literally place your hand over your heart and do this anytime an anxious thought comes up. It has helped me so much. I used to have an anxious attachment style, now I have a secure attachment style. And activities like this is what has helped me so much. You look radiant, by the way. Thank you for these videos and lives. They're really helping my journey. Yes, you're so welcome, girl, and thank you for the compliment. Any recommendations for more light feminine energy content to consume, like TV shows, music, movies? Yeah, let me think. Oh, light feminine energy. One of my favorites is Bridgerton. There's a lot of light feminine energy characters there, especially Daphne. And in the second season, I think it's Kate. It's the second sister. Both of those girls have such beautiful, divine, light feminine energy. So Bridgerton is a great show that you can watch. There's also a lot of great YouTubers with very beautiful, light feminine energy. One of my absolute favorite YouTubers in this world, Mina Irfan, the universe guru. That woman has absolutely changed my life. If you are a woman on your divine feminine energy or inner work journey, she is a must follow. I love her. She has such beautiful light feminine energy. The hand over your heart is everything. It works, y'all. Yes, definitely. There's something about just putting your hand over your heart that calms anxiety too. It feels so good. Alyssa, what would you recommend younger girls do now? That's a good question. So do you have anything specific that you want me to go into there? Just based off what you wrote, what I would recommend that younger girls do now is learn how to connect with their body. Learn how to understand their intuition and work through any trauma, any wounds that are currently holding them back. And the way that you can connect to your body, to your intuition better, is literally sitting with your emotions through meditation, through journaling. I recommend looking up shadow work prompts and learning how to break outside of the mold or the mask that you might have been wearing. The way that we are when we are young, I notice insecurity is such a common trait amongst younger girls. And it's because we're constantly getting all of this feedback from society, keeping us sheltered, keeping us as the good girl. And I recommend that you break free from all of the standards and the inputs that have been put on you. I recommend that you find out who you are as a woman. What are your interests? What are your wounds, your traumas that you need to work through? What are your flaws? Learn to accept and embrace them. Learn that being unique is your strength. Learn that fitting in is your downfall. Never try to fit in with other people around you. There's this quote that I love, and it says, if everyone likes you, you've failed. You're not unique, you're not special, you are not using your talents and your gifts to serve the world. Do not try to be liked, do not try to fit in. Learn who you are as a woman, learn how to accept and embrace it. That's the advice that I would give to younger women. Oh, I see so many great comments coming in. Your smile is what made me tune in. Oh, I lost it. Oh, your smile is what made me tune into your live. I am a new subscriber. Thank you so much. I can't help but smile. People always ask, why are you smiling so much on your lives? It is because I get to talk to you guys. You guys are literally the best audience ever. I enjoy coming here and exchanging energy so much. It really makes my day. Any advice for getting back with an ex after he left? Should getting back together be an option? If your ex left, say thank you and move on. unless he comes back and you feel that you guys are both in a different spot, you feel that maybe the breakup was because there was something you needed to both work on and be apart to do that, then I would recommend maybe you guys could be back together. But if he left, say, thank you for leaving, now I get to be with someone who wants to choose me. I do not recommend sitting around and waiting for an ex to come back. You live your life, you shift into the highest vibration, invest in your passions, invest in your purpose, discover who you are, do the work to heal. Naturally, your best energetic match will come. So no, I don't recommend trying to get back with an ex, especially if he left you. Tell him thank you and then find someone who wants to be with you. Let's see. I saw some great questions. What was the lady's name on YouTube again, please? Mina Irfan. The Universe Guru is her YouTube name. Some friends make me feel less confident because they trigger my teenage self. How can I change that? That is a great question. I was just talking about this with a client today. If you're around people who are triggering you, either show up as the person who is ready to heal through that trigger, thank the trigger, accept it, and do the work to heal from it, to come out as that higher version of yourself, or remove yourself from that environment completely. Some people, they have environments where there's very toxic family members, toxic friends. If you do not have the tools, if you do not have the mindset and the inner strength to be able to be triggered and to work through it to heal, remove that person out of your environment. I heard this quote that said, if you are around friends who are causing you to shift back into the older version of yourself, you've outgrown those friends, it's time to move on. Especially if you are shifting back into your teenage self, you've probably outgrown these friends and your body is trying to tell you that. It's so good that you have this feeling inside of your body and you know how to listen to it. I recommend investing in new friendships. How do you manifest using your feminine energy? This is such a great question. So I don't talk a lot about manifestation because I believe we're always manifesting. I believe that that term covers everything with feminine energy and inner work. Feminine energy works by you shifting into that mode of being at your highest and your best self. When you are feeling good, it's almost like you have that buzz inside your body. You're just glowing with excitement. When you raise to a higher vibration, there's a lot of energy around you. The more energy around you, the easier it is for you to create and to attract. So shifting into your feminine energy, leaning into who you are as a woman, following your heart, investing in your passions, that is how you manifest anything that you want. You become aligned with who you are as that woman, what your desires are, you picture them clearly, you experience feeling them, you experience dreaming, envisioning that life, then you can attract it because you're an energetic match for it and you know what it feels like to have it. How to be okay with being alone. I'm going to take one more question after this, guys, then I'm going to go. How do you feel okay with being alone? Is you use that alone time and you treasure it. You think that time that you have to invest in yourself, to invest in your passions. I keep saying invest in your passions. This is just the message that I'm getting today. When you use that alone time to find out who you are as a woman, take the time to journal, take the time to work through blocks, negative emotions that you never got to heal from, and then begin planning and envisioning what you want your life to look like. I recommend creating a vision board. If you are feeling really alone or lonely, create a vision board 5 years from now. What do you want to fill your life up with? Your relationships, your hobbies, your career, your finances. Get a mental picture of what you want it to look like and then begin doing the work to get yourself there. Like I said, as one of the tips to grow your confidence, invest in a new skill. Fill up your schedule with things that bring you so much joy. This is how you can eliminate the feelings of being alone. Any advice on building a stronger sense of self? Expanding my dark feminine energy work? Yes. How do you build a stronger sense of self? My best advice here is you learn to embrace your flaws and your weaknesses. When you can embrace every part of yourself as a woman, even the parts that are considered our shadow side, that we try to hide, repress, that we do not like, you get to be in your divine feminine energy. You accept who you are completely as a woman. Become comfortable, get familiar with the parts that you've been stuffing down. This is also how you work on your dark feminine energy. You embrace these sides that have been repressed. You embrace the sides that are considered bad or that are considered shameful. And you learn to accept yourself fully. You also get a clear picture of how your body reacts to certain situations. So you learn to trust your gut, you learn to trust what your feminine energy is guiding you towards. It's so easy if you really just drop down into your body and understand, how does my body feel in certain situations? How do I feel thinking about this career? How do I feel when I am with this person? And you use what feels good to guide you. That is how you have a strong sense of yourself. That is how you get to access your dark feminine energy, knowing and loving who you are as a woman. My beautiful girls, thank you so much for showing up on this live stream today, and I have had so much fun talking about confidence with you. I might make a new video on confidence too, because there's so much more that I have to share with you. I hope that you all have a great weekend, and I will see you on the next live stream. Bye!